I'm so happy that you have found yourself to us, to RUAH Magazine. My name is Kathinka, I'm from Norway, and I just wanted to talk a little bit about who we are and what we do, because maybe you've been wondering, what is RUAH Magazine? What are they doing? Why are they sharing about this? And so I just wanted to take some time and explain some things. I'm going to have Laura ask me some questions and then I'm going to answer them. So I hope by the end of it you know a little bit more about us and who we are. So let's go!
Alright, let's start from the beginning. Where did the idea of creating a magazine come from?
So the idea of this magazine, it came from Laura. Laura had the vision of creating it, and it came from God. Obviously she heard God on it, where she was reading this book about how they communicated about what was going on during ministry and what God was doing in your own ministry through writing a newsletter and then sending it out. And through that she just felt God calling her to create this magazine, like a modern day version of a newsletter, like how they wrote newsletters back in the day. And obviously we're not gonna write newsletters, we want to do it in a form of a magazine. And so yeah, that's where the vision came from.
Cool, and how did you, Kathinka, become part of the magazine?
So as Laura got the vision from God about creating this magazine, she told me that she immediately heard my name, and then she approached me with it, and I told her I'm gonna pray about it. And I took my sweet time to pray and think about it, but eventually I just found myself being excited about it, because this magazine, we wanted to reach across all of Europe, not just Germany, not just Norway. We want Spain and Italy and Eastern Europe and just everywhere. And my heart beats for the nations. So just the thought of like, we can create a magazine that reached the nations and that talks about God throughout all of Europe, that got me really excited. And so I had this moment where I'm like, I think God is calling me to be a part of this. So that's how I became a part of it.
Amazing. And what kind of magazine is it, and what is the vision?
Yeah, so this is a Christian magazine, and the vision, I maybe shared a little bit here and there, but specifically the vision is we want to share about what God is doing throughout Europe. We just want to create this magazine where you can read through and you can see what people are doing in Sweden, and you can see what people are doing in France, or you can see what people are doing in Croatia, just anywhere possible in Europe. We want to write about it, and we want to talk about God, and we want to talk about people and how they serve the nations and serve God and see miracles and just everything that God's doing through their ministry. We want to talk about it. We really believe we really want to see Europe being connected even more and creating a platform where people just know, yeah, through RUAH Magazine, I know what's going on in Europe. So that's the heartbeat and that's the vision of this magazine.
And why are you personally excited about this project?
Like I shared already, it's so amazing to just be able to create this magazine for several nations, for Europe. But I'm also just excited because it's encountering people, it's connecting with people, hearing what they're doing, hearing how they're trusting God with so many things, hearing how God is providing for them. Just, yeah, seeing all of these ministries that are for God, or God has created through them, and giving them a vision to do it. And I just love to hear personal stories of what God is doing, because yes, we can debate theology and we can discuss and disagree and but no one can take away that they have a personal encounter with God, where they said, I prayed and this happened and God did this, and now I want to talk about it. No one can take that away from anyone, what God has personally done in your life. And so I love hearing about it and love sharing about it, and that gets me really excited just to create this magazine that is just all about God and what He's doing and His people and the nation. So yeah, really excited.
Share a bit now about the process of creating this magazine and where are we now?
Yeah, so we started in January and we had a time of just planning and praying where God was speaking. Like, we all got the same words and had the same heart, and even for the name RUAH, that was just so clear from God that He wanted it to be named that. And so since January, we've just slowly had the process of like, okay, how's it gonna look like? What's our topic? Who are we gonna contact? Like, even also just business side of it, and developing a magazine step by step. There's a lot of things you have to think about that you don't necessarily think about at the beginning, but that's just where we're in the process now of bringing all the elements together so that we have a magazine. And right now we got the topic. It's gonna be back to the roots. We felt God just calling us to talk about the first church and how they lived in the first church and what was important elements in the first church that we see in Acts. And then we wanted to reflect, like, we wanted to find ministries that are living like that right now and talk about it. And we also feel God is calling His church back to that first church, like in the Acts, where it's just all about Him and all about those elements. And just, yeah, I'm not gonna spoil too much, but it's really good, very, very good, just going back to the roots. Yeah.
Cool. Why are we already launching our Instagram account and share our idea?
So we decided to invite you guys in on the journey. We're not perfect, and we'll never be, and we want to be open and authentic, and we want to share highs and lows, and that comes with just sharing about who we are, sharing this magazine, sharing each step of the way. And we just wanted to invite you guys into that, just each step of the way. And so it's not just a finished project, here you go, read it, but that you guys can actually just see this taking shape and form, and joining us together, creating kind of this magazine together by you guys being a part of that journey.
We hope you have gotten a better insight to our magazine, both who we are and the reason why we are doing it. And if you ask yourself how you can support us, then Kathinka will share it now shortly with you.
Yes. Thank you guys so much for listening, and I hope you've gotten a little bit better insight, like Laura said. If you have questions, please don't hesitate reaching out, and we will love to share more. How you can support us though is follow us here on Instagram, share it with your friends. We would love it if you just share it and spread the word, because we don't want to talk or write about just the big ministries in Europe. We also want to hear your personal stories, what is God doing through your life. We want this to be a platform where everyone can get to share what God is doing. So yeah, please share it with your friends, please share your personal story, and most importantly, pray for us. Pray for the grace, pray for the favor, pray for the right door to open. Yeah, that everything will fall together and God will be glorified in the end, because this is a magazine for Him and about Him, not about us. And so, yeah, we would love if you can also pray for us. Yay! Thank you guys!